First of all, that's what that's what a 6-1 football team looks like right there. And when you play a team like that, obviously you have to play. There's not much margin for error, and we had a lot of error. We had a lot of error. Some crazy things, right? Penalties, different kind of penalties. One time our quarterback throws the ball up in the air. We get a penalty for that with a young guy after a face mask that he gets called for taunting their sideline. Just a lot of sloppy, undisciplined looking things that happened in this game. Our quarterback throws an interception. Somehow we get it to 17-7. And then that drive they had before the first half, that it was just, give them credit now, but self-inflicted mistakes. We had 30 yards in penalties on that drive. So not a great performance, obviously. But again, I think that's what a 6-1 team looks like. I give them a lot of credit. Physical, powerful. Receivers made plays for them. Number 3 made plays. Quarterback was about flawless in his execution. Not our best performance by any imagination. So disappointing loss. So we have to just keep plugging. One good thing, we get to play a 6-1 team next week and probably a 6-1 team the week after that. But, again, the lack of true polish on offense hurt at times. And then our inability to really ever stop them, you never felt like we were going to stop them. So pretty much a disappointing night, but credit to Fresno. I really believe they should be an undefeated team, and I think they'll be right in the middle of whatever Mountain West Conference championship, wherever that has a potential to take them. I think they're really a good team. So with that, you guys want to go ahead?
Did you feel that you kept on giving them short field throughout the game?
We had a hard time moving the ball. Probably the middle of the second quarter, we had 60 yards on offense. I didn't feel that was as much of a factor as we really couldn't stop them, quite honestly. And it didn't matter if they had the wind at their back. I was impressed the way they executed going into the wind. So they were a handful for us. But field position has been their game. They have been unbelievable if you look at field position. Field position, they didn't turn the ball over, I don't think, right? They're number 2 in the country in turnover margin. They were what we thought they were. I just thought we would be better. I just thought we would play better than we did.
Coach, penalties aside, how much of the lack of offense tonight was a lack of execution, and how much was it just Fresno State's defense being very good?
I think a combination of both. We for 2 weeks in a row haven't made a lot of progress on offense as far as taking the next step. We've made some plays. We've got a quarterback that can throw it a little bit. He can run around and make plays. I thought T.O. ran really hard. But we're just not efficient enough and polished enough against a good defense, being quite honest. Where if you look at their offense, it was polished. It was polished, and it was execution after execution after execution. We're a bit hit and miss, which would be expected with our offense, expected with our quarterback situation. The most disappointing thing is, though, quite honestly, our inability to stop them more than we stopped them. They gave up 3 points to Nevada. They gave up 3 points to Wyoming. You weren't going to score a lot of points. We just needed to play better on defense, and the penalties on defense definitely didn't help. We had some frustration things, which happens, but there's no excuse for that. We had some silly frustration things.
I think some of that is carryover just from the heartbreaking loss at Colorado State.
Pardon me?
Some of that frustration, is that maybe some carryover?
No, this was Fresno coming in here and whooping our butt. It had nothing to do with Colorado State. I mean, that's a very, very good football team, and our inability to be mature enough, polished enough, whatever it is, came back to bite us. We're just kind of an inconsistent hit and miss kind of a team on offense, and on defense, we're just not quite good enough right now to consistently stop people. It's that simple.
With the penalties, is it a description of frustration or embarrassment?
I think it was frustrating, and then it turned into being embarrassed. I mean, for us, it was frustration that caused it. Again, I haven't been in a game where there's 2 offensive pass interferences. There were some calls that, again, I mean, until you look at the tape, you don't know. But there were a couple things that were, I think, led to frustrations. Just like on the kickoff return, where our off returner is signaling, timing our return up, and they call that for a fair catch, and we start on the 1-yard line. We've done the same hand communication since I've been here on kickoff returns with the off returner. A lot of the penalties came after calls where there was frustration. But that's a lack of a poorly disciplined football team tonight. That's the reality of that. It just can't happen. But there were a lot of different kind of things that happened, different calls in the game. I think that and the frustration with playing a really good team, we kind of crumbled a little bit. We crumbled a little bit more, and there's no excuse for that.
You've talked a little bit about the defense's inability to slow them down. Was that more of their offense just being that good, or them throwing something?
No, there was nothing. They are who they are. You look at some of the number 3's a handful, that wide receiver, and that quarterback is as efficient. He's leading the country just about in passing efficiency. He came in averaging 72% completions, 11 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. They're efficient and they're talented. They're efficient and they're talented. We tried to hang in there on defense. We didn't create many plays. It's kind of a similar story to what it's been. We don't have the difference maker. We don't have the guy that's going to wreak havoc in there. You didn't see Blackwell get an opportunity to disrupt things. And if we can't get some disruptive plays and get them behind the chains, we have a hard time because we're not real big. It's kind of a accumulation of the same, and it's kind of what we are.
How close is Colton getting back so you might have that chance to have?
Yeah, Colton's probably still 2 weeks in my mind. I think he's out there. He throws a little bit, but he really can't push off. And again, I'm not disappointed at all in Sharon. I mean, Sharon gives us. No one can question how hard he plays. I mean, he plays hard, and he puts it on the line. He just got here. He just got here, and now he's in there, and he's playing every down as the starting quarterback. And that's not unexpected to me. That's not unexpected to me.
And my question was, that might allow you to go back to the triple option element if you have that second quarterback and let Sharon.
Well, I've said that. I've said that every week. It's hard to go from what we were to 100% spread without that element. We were going to be 30 to 35% triple option and quarterback runs. Well, we're not going to run quarterback runs and run triple option right now because the next guy in there is Trey Hall. That's why I'm not disappointed in our offense. I'm realistic about what we are and where we're headed. And that's why we do some really good things, but we're not efficient down after down. We're into a full spread offense in less than a year. And with a quarterback that got here in June and didn't have fall camp because of the hamstring. So it's not unexpected, particularly against good defenses. But yeah, I mean, the quarterback run, the triple option piece is a great equalizer, you know, but that's not who we can be right now.
Anything else?
The ref gives you any explanation on that kickoff return?
Yeah, he said that, you know, he was looking at the returner and he saw the other returner going like this. I have to look at it on tape. I don't think we've ever gone like this just to say go, go, go. Did you see it?
He did not. He does that twice.
Yeah, you know, that's our signal. We time our return out. But, you know, Lilly dropped the ball on that too. Like, we've had that 2 or 3 times now. And we had a little miscommunication back there through the game on our returner, you know, with things that were kind of uncharacteristic of us. But no, Reggie Smith, the referee, is a big-time referee. He is that's a very good crew that was out there tonight. I was really disappointed in the first offensive pass interference on Delane. That's the one that you just don't see called very often. And on the replay I saw, it didn't look like that. But you know what, man, those frustrations, you can't let them get to you. And we let some frustrations get to us tonight. And it came back and made us look like an undisciplined team. And that's unfortunate. You know, you don't feel like we took a step forward tonight.
Anything else?
All right, guys.